Welcome back to my channel, US Rare Coins News, Top 1. Today we are talking about a $1 coin that most people have spent, ignored, or tossed into a drawer, and that's exactly why it's so dangerous to overlook. The 1978 D. Eisenhower $1 looks ordinary at first glance, but a few tiny details can turn this big, heavy dollar into something collectors quietly chase. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, why this coin still matters today, and how much it has actually sold for when the condition is right. That at first glance, it's huge. Bigger than modern dollar coins. Bigger than most coins in circulation today. When you hold it in your hand, you feel the weight immediately. Bring the camera in close and let the light hit the surface. This is the last large-size dollar coin the United States ever made for everyday use. On the front, you see Dwight D. Eisenhower, Supreme Allied Commander, 34th President of the United States. The design isn't flashy, but it's powerful. This was the first US dollar coin to feature a real person who wasn't Liberty. Flip it over slowly. The eagle landing on the moon. Earth in the background. This isn't just a coin. It's a Cold War message. America put this design on money to say, we made it to the moon. Now here's where the 1978 D version gets interesting. This coin was struck in Denver. That little D mint mark matters. It came at the very end of the Eisenhower dollar series. Production was massive, yes, but survival in top condition is the real challenge. Most of these were dumped into circulation, banged around, stacked, spent, and scratched. Very few were carefully saved. Zoom in on the surface. Look for strong luster. Sharp details in Eisenhower's hair. Clean fields with minimal marks. This is where value starts to separate fast. One grade difference can mean a huge price jump, and then there are the errors. Collectors love errors because they're accidents the mint never intended. Some 1978 D. Eisenhower dollars show off-center strikes, die cracks running across the face, weak strikes where details fade, or doubled lettering that jumps out once you know how to look. Slowly pan across the date and the word Liberty. Tilt the coin under light. Sometimes the clues only show themselves at the right angle. Here's a fun detail most people miss. Unlike the earlier silver Eisenhower dollars made for collectors, the 1978 D version is copper-nickel clad. No silver here. That makes high-grade examples even more important, because condition is the only thing pushing value higher. This coin also marks the end of an era. After 1978, the US moved on to smaller dollar coins. Susan B. Anthony followed, and the Big Ike was gone. That alone gives this coin historical weight. It's the final chapter of the large dollar story. If you're showing B-roll, this is the moment to compare it to a modern dollar coin. Side by side. The size difference shocks people every time. Now here's the cliffhanger part collectors care about most. In everyday condition, this coin doesn't turn heads. But in true uncirculated condition, with blazing mint luster and minimal marks, it becomes a completely different story. Certified examples at the top of the grading scale are scarce. That scarcity is real, and auction records prove it. So check your drawers. Check old collections. Look closely before assuming it's just another dollar. Do you own a big Eisenhower dollar like this one? Have you ever checked it for errors or condition? And if you could add any dollar coin to your collection, which one would it be? Drop it in the comments. I read them all. Let's wrap this up. The 1978 D. Eisenhower $1 is large, bold, historically loaded, and quietly collectible. Most are common. A few are special. And the difference is in the details. Today, a circulated example usually trades around $1 to $2. A clean uncirculated coin often brings $5 to $10. High-grade certified examples have sold at auction for several $100s when condition is exceptional. Top 2. Today we are diving into a coin that most people pass by every day without a second thought, the 1977 D. Eisenhower $1. At first glance, it looks like just another big, heavy coin, but stick around because some versions of this coin have tiny details that can make collectors' hearts race and auctions go wild. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this coin special, where the hidden value lies, and how much it's actually worth when it's in the right hands. Take a look at it closely. The size alone is impressive, bigger than the coins in your pocket right now. Hold it under a light. You can see Dwight D. Eisenhower staring back at you, 34th President and Supreme Allied Commander, his face captured in that familiar profile. Flip it over slowly. The eagle landing on the moon, Earth rising in the background, it's more than just a coin. It's a moment in history frozen in metal. The D mint mark shows this coin was struck in Denver. That little letter might seem insignificant, but for collectors, it's everything. The 1977 D. Eisenhower dollar is part of the final years of the series, and while millions were minted, most were used, spent, or tossed into circulation, leaving relatively few in pristine condition. Zoom in on the surface. Look at the sharpness of Eisenhower's hair, the details of the eagle's feathers, the clean fields. That's what separates a coin worth a few dollars from one that could fetch hundreds. Some of these coins even have interesting errors, off-center strikes, doubled lettering, or die cracks that make them truly unique. Tilt it under the light, and sometimes those errors only reveal themselves at the perfect angle. Here's something collectors love. Unlike earlier silver Eisenhower dollars, the 1977 D is copper-nickel clad. That means condition is everything. A coin that spent decades in circulation loses value fast, but one that's uncirculated and gleaming can be very desirable. This coin also represents a turning point in U.S. coinage. After Eisenhower dollars, the mint moved on to smaller Susan B. Anthony dollars, making this coin part of the last big dollar era. Imagine a side-by-side shot, the 1977 D. Eisenhower next to a modern dollar coin. The size difference alone is surprising. It's big, bold, and historically significant, which is exactly why collectors keep hunting for high-grade examples. So why all the hype about this coin? Because top-quality, uncirculated 1977 D. Eisenhower dollars are scarce. Condition makes the difference, and the right coin at auction can reach serious prices. But don't get ahead of yourself. Most coins you'll find are common, circulating examples that trade for just $1 or $2. High-grade coins, especially those certified by professional graders, can go for over $100, sometimes even more depending on the auction. Do you have a 1977 D. Eisenhower dollar tucked away somewhere? Have you ever checked it for errors or condition? And if you could pick any coin to add to your collection, which one would it be? Drop it in the comments. I read every one. To sum up, the 1977 D. Eisenhower $1 is big, bold, and quietly collectible. Its historical significance, mint mark, and potential errors make it more than just spare change. Circulated coins are common, but uncirculated, pristine examples are rare and valuable. Top 3. Today we are looking at a coin that most people have probably never given a second thought to, the 1974 D. Eisenhower $1. At first glance, it might just seem like a big, heavy coin, but if you take a closer look, there's more to this piece than meets the eye. Some of these coins have features and tiny details that can make collectors stop in their tracks, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this one could be worth keeping an eye on. Look at it closely. The size alone is impressive. It's bigger than any dollar coin in circulation today. Hold it up to the light and you can see Dwight D. Eisenhower's face, captured in bold detail, his profile a nod to his legacy as the 34th President and Supreme Allied Commander during World War II. Flip it over slowly, and the eagle landing on the moon with Earth rising behind it comes into view. This design isn't just about looks, it's a snapshot of a historic moment, celebrating the Apollo 11 mission and America's place in space history. Now pay attention to that D mint mark. That tiny letter tells us it was struck in Denver, and for collectors, that detail can make all the difference. While millions of Eisenhower dollars were minted in 1974, most of them were used, spent, or forgotten in circulation. That means finding one in near-perfect condition today is much rarer than you might think. Zoom in on the coin. Notice the sharpness of Eisenhower's hair, the crisp details in the eagle's wings, and the smooth fields around the design. These details are what separate a coin that's worth a few dollars from one that can fetch hundreds. Some 1974 Eisenhower dollars even show fascinating mint errors, off-center strikes, die cracks, or doubled lettering. Tilt the coin under light and sometimes these details jump out only at the perfect angle. Unlike the earlier collector's silver dollars, this 1974 is copper-nickel clad, which means condition is everything. A coin that spent decades in circulation loses value fast, but an uncirculated, pristine example can be a gem for collectors. This coin also represents the mid-years of the Eisenhower series, part of the last generation of large-sized dollar coins before the mint moved on to Susan B. Anthony dollars. That gives it a place in U.S. coinage history that adds subtle but real value. Imagine a side-by-side shot, the 1974 Eisenhower next to a modern dollar coin. The size difference surprises almost everyone. It's bold, historically significant, and quietly collectible, which is exactly why top-quality examples are still in demand. So what's the real story behind the hype? Circulated coins are fairly common and trade for around $1 to $2. But high-grade, uncirculated coins, especially those graded by professional services, can go for $50 to $100, sometimes more depending on the auction and demand. That's why even a coin sitting in a drawer could be hiding real value. You have a 1974 Eisenhower dollar tucked away somewhere. Have you checked it for errors or condition? And if you could add any coin to your collection, which one would it be? Let me know in the comments. I read every one. To sum up, the 1974 Eisenhower $1 is big, bold, and historically significant. Circulated coins are common, but uncirculated coins with sharp details, good luster, and rare errors are genuinely collectible. Top 4. Today we are diving into a coin that most people overlook, but it's actually a hidden piece of history, the 1972 Eisenhower $1. At first glance, it looks like just another big silver-colored dollar, but what you might not know is that some of these coins carry tiny details that can make collectors sit up and take notice. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll see why this coin isn't just spare change and how rare examples have sold at auction for real money. Take a close look. The coin is large, heavier than anything we carry today, and it fills your hand when you hold it. On the front, Dwight D. Eisenhower's face stares out, detailed and strong, a tribute to the 34th president and World War II hero. Flip it over and the design jumps out even more, the eagle landing on the moon with Earth rising behind it. That's right, this coin commemorates America's lunar landing, a small reminder of one of the most iconic achievements in history. The D mint mark shows it came from Denver. That tiny letter might seem small, but for collectors, it's critical. While millions of 1972 Eisenhower dollars were minted, most were spent or stored carelessly, meaning high-quality coins are surprisingly rare today. That's where the real value starts to show. Now, zoom in on the details. Look at Eisenhower's hair, the sharp feathers on the eagle, the smooth fields around the design. These are the elements that separate a coin that's worth $1 from one that can sell for hundreds. Some 1972 Eisenhower dollars even have minting quirks collectors love: doubled dies, die cracks, and off-center strikes. Sometimes these errors are subtle, showing up only under the right light or angle. Unlike earlier silver collector coins, this 1972 is copper-nickel clad. That means condition is king. A circulated, scratched coin won't attract much attention, but an uncirculated coin with full luster can command serious interest. This coin also marks the mid-years of the Eisenhower dollar series, a time when the mint was winding down large dollar circulation and preparing for the smaller Susan B. Anthony dollars that followed. Holding one of these coins is holding a piece of that transition. Visuals here really help. Show a side-by-side of the 1972 Eisenhower next to a modern dollar coin. The size difference surprises everyone and really emphasizes why this coin feels special in your hand. B-roll close-ups of the date, the mint mark, and the eagle landing on the moon keep viewers engaged and let them see the tiny details that make collectors excited. So why all the excitement? Circulated coins are common and trade for around $1 to $2, but uncirculated coins in top condition can sell for $50 to $100 or more at auction. Coins with mint errors or special characteristics can go even higher. making it worth checking your collection carefully. Do you have a 1972 D Eisenhower dollar hidden away somewhere? Have you looked closely at its condition or checked for errors? And if you could add any coin to your collection, which one would it be? Drop it in the comments. I read them all. To sum it up, the 1972 D Eisenhower $1 is big, bold, and historically significant. Most are common in circulation, but high-grade coins with sharp details, full luster, or rare minting errors are genuinely collectible and sought after. Top 5. Today we are looking at a coin that most people have in their change jars without even realizing its story, the 1971 Eisenhower $1. It might look ordinary at first, just a big, silver-colored coin, but take a closer look and you'll see why collectors get excited. Some of these coins have rare details, unusual features, and hidden value that can turn a casual dollar into a small treasure. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this coin special and how much it can actually be worth. Hold it up to the light. The coin is large, heavier than the dollars you use today. On the front, Dwight D. Eisenhower's face is captured in sharp detail, a reminder of his role as the 34th President and Supreme Allied Commander during World War II. Flip it over slowly and the design catches the eye, the eagle landing on the moon with Earth rising behind it. This isn't just a coin, it's a tiny piece of history, celebrating America's space achievement. The mint mark tells an important story. Coins from Denver, marked with AD, or Philadelphia, without a mint mark, are the most common, but some of the rare variations and errors make this coin collectible. While millions were made in 1971, most were spent, stacked, or ignored, leaving the highest grade coin surprisingly scarce today. Look closely at the details. Eisenhower's hair, the eagle's feathers, the smooth fields around the design, these are the features that determine value. Some 1971 Eisenhower dollars even have minting errors like double dies, die cracks, or weak strikes that collectors love. Tilt the coin under light and sometimes these subtle differences only reveal themselves at the perfect angle. Unlike earlier silver dollars, the 1971 Eisenhower is copper-nickel clad. That makes condition everything. Circulated coins lose value quickly, but a clean, uncirculated coin with full luster can be a real find. This coin also marks the start of the Eisenhower series, the very first year it was minted for circulation, which gives it historical significance. The 1971 Eisenhower was part of the last generation of large-size dollars before the mint switched to smaller Susan B. Anthony dollars. That alone adds a layer of collectible interest. Visuals can really make this story come alive. Show a close-up of the obverse, highlighting Eisenhower's face, then slowly pan to the eagle landing on the moon. A side-by-side shot with a modern dollar coin emphasizes the size difference and gives viewers context. B-roll of the mint mark, date, and coin edges helps collectors see exactly what to look for. So what about real value? Circulated coins are common and usually trade for around $1 to $2. High-grade, uncirculated coins can range from $20 to $50, and coins with verified mint errors or special characteristics have sold at auction for over $100. That's why even a coin tucked away in a drawer could be worth checking carefully. Do you have a 1971 Eisenhower dollar in your collection? Have you ever looked closely at it for condition or errors? And if you could add any coin to your collection, which one would it be? Drop it in the comments. I read them all. To wrap up, the 1971 Eisenhower $1 is large, historically significant, and quietly collectible. Most are common in circulation, but coins in top condition or with rare minting quirks are sought after by collectors. If you enjoyed learning about this coin, hit the like button, subscribe for more stories about coins hiding right under our noses, and check out my other videos to uncover hidden treasures in your collection that could be worth much more than you think.